Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. NBC News reports that the Justice Department is targeting at least 300 foreign-born Americans for potential denaturalization or revocation of their citizenship. This action is part of the Trump administration's broader initiative to intensify denaturalization efforts. U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, a component of the Department of Homeland Security, actively identifies 100 to 200 potential cases monthly, referring them to the Justice Department for prosecution. Historically, such cases have been rare, generally targeting individuals who concealed criminal records or human rights violations during their naturalization process. During Trump's first term, 102 denaturalization cases were filed. The current focus includes individuals posing national security risks, those involved in war crimes or torture, or those who committed government fraud. This push aligns with the administration's policy agenda to significantly restrict immigration. Al Jazeera reports that a significant bill aiming to legalize assisted dying for terminally ill adults in England and Wales has failed to pass into law. The Terminally Ill Adults End-of-Life bill ran out of time in the House of Lords after facing over 1,200 amendments, which supporters claim were deliberate delaying tactics by opponents. The bill, which had previously passed in the House of Commons, sought to allow adults with less than 6 months to live, who had clearly expressed a wish to die, to seek assisted dying. Lord Charlie Falconer, who sponsored the bill, denounced the obstruction as a travesty of parliamentary processes. Opponents like the Care Not Killing campaign and the Christian Medical Fellowship expressed relief, arguing the bill was unsafe and unworkable and susceptible to placing undue pressure on vulnerable individuals. Despite this setback, advocates are resolute, with MP Kim Leadbeater and campaigners vowing to reintroduce the legislation in the next parliamentary session, citing strong public support in the UK and similar laws passed in Jersey and the Isle of Man. The Canadian press reports that Canada is being urged to significantly boost its global support for LGBTQ+ rights. Jessica Stern, former U.S. Special Envoy for LGBTQ+ rights, highlighted a vacuum left by the Trump administration, which deleted chapters on gender and sexual minorities from human rights reports, cut foreign aid, and supported far-right parties. South Africa's junior minister, Steve Letsyk, also called on democratic countries like Canada to reinforce global human rights against a well-organized and well-resourced anti-rights agenda. The Dignity Network, a coalition of Canadian groups, recommends doubling Canada's annual foreign aid for LGBTQ+ people to $20 million, positioning Canada as a leading global advocate. Both Stern and Letsyk emphasize that upholding LGBTQ+ rights fosters productive economies, and that citizens need to understand the connection between foreign policy and economic stability. Prime Minister Mark Carney's government cites human rights as a foreign policy pillar but has shifted aid focus. UPI reports that the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has initiated regulatory actions to facilitate the development of serotonin 2A agonists and related products, including psychedelic drugs for mental health disorders. This move comes after President Donald Trump signed an executive order to expedite research in this field. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. stated, "The order aims to help those suffering from debilitating symptoms, particularly veterans, by accelerating research, approval, and responsible access to promising treatments like Ibogaine." The FDA has already issued national priority vouchers to 3 companies studying psilocybin for treatment-resistant depression and major depressive disorder, and methylone for post-traumatic stress disorder. Additionally, the agency approved an early-phase clinical study of noribogaine hydrochloride for substance use disorder. FDA Commissioner Marty Makary emphasized the critical need for sound science and rigorous clinical evidence to evaluate these potential therapies with urgency for all Americans struggling with these conditions. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.